Hello, good morning Year 4. This is Mrs. Keeley with your English lesson, and your today's learning point is, can I write a diary entry? So, yesterday with Mrs. Brewman, you were looking at fronted adverbials. So fronted adverbials are words or phrases at the beginning of a sentence which are used to describe the action that follows. So they could be used in the context of time or frequency, so how often, the place, the manner in which something is said or done, and the possibility. So I've given you a few extras here that you might want to use in your writing, and also it became clear during my Zoom meetings with you Year 4 that some of you weren't completely clear on fronted adverbials. So the next thing you will see is a little clip from BBC Bite Size, and hopefully that will make things a little bit clearer for you.
After all the searching, I'm still missing something.
You're missing your adverbial. Without that, you can't make a fronted adverbial.
A what?
Ouch!
An adverbial tells us more about what happened. So here, the man hammered the rock carefully. The adverbial tells us more about how you hammered the rock. Carefully.
He wasn't that careful.
A fronted adverbial describes the action at the start of a sentence instead of the end. If my craggy friend here could help a minute. Thank you. Carefully, the man hammered the rock.
Ah, I see. So instead of I hammered the wall earlier today, I hammered the wall. Ha! I've done it! I've discovered the secrets of the fronted adverbial!
Right, so going back to our main task for today, can I write a diary entry? So let's just have a quick recap at our diary writing checklist. Can you remember all the things you need to make a fantastic diary entry? A diary entry must have a date or time. You must be writing in the first person, so using those pronouns, me, my, I. Most events are in the past tense, so they've already happened. You could use an introduction to set the scene. You are telling events in the order that they happened, and you are going to talk about some personal emotions and feelings, and also you are going to be using some time conjunctions or some adverbials, and you might want to use some fronted adverbials as we've just been thinking about them. Right, Year 4, so your task yesterday with Mrs. Brewman was to plan using this sheet, and you had this sheet in your pack. And so Mrs. Brewman went through the top part where it was sunny on the beach, and she gave you the example of when the lost thing meets Sean, she meets the boy. Okay, so your task was to pick a different point and to carry on thinking about which event, the sorts of feelings, and you could be describing what would be happening with somebody's body, and the fronted adverbial that you might want to use. So you can see that I carried on using this, and I carried on thinking about what happened to the lost thing after he met Sean on the beach. And so Sean invites the lost thing to his house, and they go into the house. Okay, so I started thinking about how the lost thing would feel, full of joy, really excited. And he charges in through the door, and he's never seen a carpet. And I thought about some of the fronted adverbials I might like to use in my diary entry. And I carried on. I carried on thinking about him meeting Sean's parents, and what their reaction would be. And then when we know what happens, they say hurtful things and they don't let the lost thing stay. So that is my plan. The next thing you're going to see is you're going to see me using this plan to see if I can start writing my diary. Hi Year 4. Right, so I've written the first few paragraphs using my plan that you did yesterday with Mrs. Brewman, and now we're going to see if we can write the next part together also using the plan. Okay, So if I read you the part that I've written so far, and then you will see what I'm going to write next. Okay, dear diary, this has been an eventful day, one of the most eventful days in my short life so far. Woefully sitting on the gritty sand, I watched the ocean waves ripple. As I observed the people slouching past, I realised not a single one noticed me. Even though I was alone, I felt quite calm. In the distance, I could see a young boy scavenging for strange circular things from the ground. I was extremely intrigued. The sun was setting with colours of orange, purple, and blue, and I suppose it must be what humans would say is beautiful. Right, so I'm going to use a fronted adverbial. Slowly, the boy approached me. The chain that runs the cogs in my body almost stopped. With excitement, as the boy came closer. He was small, but had a delightfully friendly smile. After looking me up and down, he told me that his name was Sean. Right, I'm just going to read that through and I'm just going to check. While I'm doing that, see if you can spot any of the ingredients that we use to write a diary. See also if you can spot any fronted adverbials. I told you that there was one at the start. Slowly, the boy approached me. The chain that runs the cogs in my body almost stopped with excitement as the boy came closer. He was small but had a delightfully friendly smile. After looking me up and down, he told me that his name was Sean. Right, so year 4, I'm not going to write more in front of you. The next thing you'll see is me reading the whole diary entry, okay, that I have written, and then you are going to be having a go at doing your own. Dear diary, this has been an eventful day, one of the most eventful days in my short life so far. Woefully sitting on the gritty sand, I watched the ocean waves ripple. As I observed the people slouching past, I realised not a single one noticed me. Even though I was alone, I felt quite calm. In the distance, I could see a young boy scavenging for strange metal circular things from the ground. I was extremely intrigued. The sun was setting with colours of orange, purple and blue. I suppose it must be what humans would say is beautiful. Slowly, the boy approached me. The chain that runs the cogs in my body almost stopped with excitement as the boy came closer. He was small, but had a delightfully friendly smile. After looking me up and down, he told me his name was Sean. I thought it seemed like a strange name, but my engine purred with warmth. After a while, we played together, making models out of the sand, searching for shells, and throwing a ball back and forth. I felt loved and included as we played. I had never felt this way before, but I loved it. As time went by, Sean asked me where I was from. I told him I didn't know and that I was lost. The next thing I knew was that Sean had invited me to his house. On the way there, I was content and full of joy because I had never been inside a house before. It was so exciting. Frantically, I charged through the door and was met with the most glorious feeling between my tentacles. Sean told me it was the carpet, and I decided I was home. Sean told me to sit quietly and wait until he could explain to his parents my situation. So I waited. The parents seemed to look quite kind, which made my lid open and shut in anticipation. Eventually, after they had eaten something they called tea, Sean told his parents about me. I was heartbroken. They said upsetting and hurtful things about me. All of my warm feeling of belonging melted away, and I was left feeling just as lost as ever. It is like someone has shattered my heart into a million pieces that can never be fixed. What will I do now? Where will I go? A lost thing. Right, Year 4. So hopefully all of that will stand you in good stead to be able to use your plan from yesterday's lesson and to see if you can have a go at writing your own diary entry. Good luck.